Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie, this is Bobbie Reads, and I have an update video for you guys. So I don't know if you remember or not, but last year, April 30th into the morning of May 1st, there was a teenager in Las Vegas who called into 911 and reported what he said were aliens. Let's take a look.
There's like an 8-foot person beside it, and another one's inside, and it has big eyes and looking at us, and it's still there.
Okay, where is this on your property?
In my backyard. I swear to God, this is not a joke. This is actually, we're terrified of it.
So there's two people or two subjects that are in your backyard?
Correct, and they're very large. They're like 8 foot, 9 feet, 10 foot. I don't know. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes, like I can't explain it, and big mouth. They're shiny eyes, and they're not human. They're 100% they're not human.
Okay.
So while this young man was making this frantic 911 call, a police officer in another part of town actually caught something that looked like a UFO or something falling from the sky on his body cam.
Leave her alone.
It's almost midnight on May 1st when a Las Vegas Metro police officer's body cam catches this, something flashing low in the sky.
911 emergency.
Minutes later,
News Nation recently updated this story as to what's going on. And something interesting that they included in the story was that the American Meteor Society says they are sure that it was a meteor, that thing that this young man, Angel, saw falling from the sky. So they're saying that it was a meteor that caused the streak of light in the night sky, with 21 reported sightings of it stretching across California, Nevada, and Utah. And a quote here says, "We're certain it was a meteor because of the duration of the event," said Robert Lunsford of the American Meteor Society. "Most everybody reported that it lasted between 2 and 5 seconds, and that's much too fast to be a re-entering satellite or rocket." So the American Meteor Society is trying to say that what was seen was a meteor, and that it has to be a meteor because of the speed at which it was determined to be, I guess, entering Earth's atmosphere or coming down or whatever. But something interesting, if you look at my last video that I did, it was a reaction video to Boyd Bushman, and I'll put a link so that you can pop over to that video if you want to see it. But this gentleman, Boyd Bushman, who's verifiable, worked for Lockheed Martin as a senior scientist, and according to him, worked directly with not only UFOs and UAPs, same thing I guess, but also had knowledge of alien life and had knowledge of, according to him, some scientific information. And one of those tidbits was that it takes 45 minutes from the aliens that he says live on this planet Quintonia. Go check out the video. It's nuts. But it takes them 45 minutes to travel 68 light years. So think about that speed, right? So if this was a UAP, an alien craft, well, of course it could go the speed of a meteor. Why wouldn't it? The other thing too is, let's say it's not a UAP. Let's just say it's a military vehicle that they've created. I'm sure that they can go incredibly fast too. So this whole idea that it's a meteor, but yet there was no meteor, wouldn't that have left an impact? Wouldn't they have gone out and filmed it and said, this is exactly what it was? It was a meteor and it hit, and here it is, and here's the proof. But yet none of that has come out. So the meteor story to me just doesn't hold a lot of water. After Angel Kenmore, the 17-year-old boy who witnessed the light and the crash, and then he believed that he saw alien beings. And him and his family actually went out, and there is TikTok video where people say that you can see aliens. I see things in them that could be alien life forms, but it's so blurry and so far away. I can't see anything that I can definitively say in those videos, like, oh my gosh, there's an alien, right? But, you know, what is real and what we can see is that family was afraid. And those people in that TikTok video, Angel Kenmore's family, they were guys that were out there with guns. You can see them holding guns. So whatever they saw scared them enough that instead of firing on it, they turned and went back into their backyard. That to me is very telling. That is very interesting to me, that would be their response, their reaction. A few other little interesting things that I want to point out is that there were two very suspicious things that happened immediately after this event. One was that 16 minutes of body cam footage was erased from officers responding to the call. Why would that be done? Why would we hide 16 minutes? The second questionable action is that the Department of Homeland Security went to the Kenmore home after this event and placed cameras on top of their home. When these cameras were noticed, the Department of Homeland Security removed those cameras right away. Why would they do that? The whole action surrounding this just seems very interesting and very suspect.
My sources are telling me from Metro that they cannot understand this, because when they released the body cam video from the October 17th massacre, 2017 massacre, what they do is, if there's something that they don't want you to see, they'll blur it out. But there's no reason why they couldn't have blurred out whatever they don't want you to see. Say if there was something in the back of the family's yard that the family didn't want to be seen, the audio should have been running. In this case, everything is blocked out. So we don't know the conversation between the police officer in the backyard and Angel. We don't know what they were looking at.
Why do you suppose then that the Las Vegas Metro Police did that? Redacted 16 full minutes, went to complete silence and black for 16 minutes. And do you think they'll reverse course to just try to put an end to all the speculation?
Well, obviously it's redacted both on audio and video, because there's obviously something they don't want us to see and something to hear. Now, my sources told me that immediately after this incident, a Las Vegas Metro Police Department detective who he works with the gangs or something, he's an IT expert. My sources said he was immediately called in, and the speculation is that something was either deleted or changed in the record system, whether it was a body camera or a dispatch system, we don't know, because he's not even talking to his friends. I got his name, but I'm not going to mention it. So that came from reliable sources within Metro. I said this last night. I don't believe the family's lying. I believe they're telling the truth. They believe they saw something. As far as what the Metro Police are doing, they have a pattern and practice of cover-ups and lies over the years. So now this is almost 4 weeks. It's over a month now since this thing happened. Now they're starting to put out press releases and stuff, but they haven't put out press releases, given a verbal statement. I don't trust anything right now. The timeline doesn't fit with these cameras. They put them in on the 19th, and I was told that the only way they knew about it, the undersheriff, was my podcast, and then they were pulled out 2 or 3 days later. Or if they were concerned for the family's safety, why did they pull them out?
Right.
And
Why
why
pull
did
them
they
out
put
so
them back
quickly?
in now, since there's people over at the house?
And because the speculation is growing and there may be more looky-loos. Makes perfect sense. Doug Papa, thanks so much for being on again. Really.
So I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think that this was a real alien spacecraft that fell out of the sky, and that the Kenmore family actually saw real live aliens, and that's why the Department of Homeland Security put cameras on top of their home, deleted body cam footage, and then we hear this silly story about the American Meteor Society saying that it was a meteor? Or do you think that, this was nothing? It was just, what do you think? I want to know what your guys' opinions are. I do find it really interesting that this family has been very low-key. So if they were doing this for attention or notoriety or whatever, then I think that we would see them more active on social media or putting their story out there, more interviews. But the family has been very, very low-key. They have not been speaking out. They have not been doing interviews. They've very much been keeping everything really quiet. So that tells me that they're not in this for clout or clicks. They are not making any money off of social media. They said that they haven't made any money off of this story, and that's not their concern. Something really interesting where I really believe this young man is that he goes between saying alien and demon. And so to me, looking at that, I think he saw something and it was really, really scary to him, to where he doesn't know if it was an alien or a demon, but he knows it was really bad. And I believe that. The fear in his eyes and what he's saying, I don't know. I just really believe him and what he's saying. And, you know, if I would have seen this story 10 years ago, I would have been like, oh, you know, whatever, this probably not true, but I don't know. So could this, what they saw, what this family saw, could it have been something from the government? Could it have been maybe a craft that looks like a spaceship, but that was, you know, manufactured by the government? And could this be part of a fear campaign by the government? Possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't know what we're ever going to really know or what's going to be disclosed, but there are possibilities here. So I want to know what you think that this is, because there are different possibilities and different options. And so what do you think? Do you think that this is a real alien sighting, or do you think that this is just a meteor? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, please be kind to one another and to me. We're all people here, and we just all need to be nice to one another. So I encourage conversation. Just let's be nice with our words. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have not already subscribed, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. And if you want to be notified of when I upload new content, please be sure to click the notification bell. If you like this kind of content, please give this video a thumbs up. I'm Bobbie, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.